Hey there, welcome to Life with Andy, where we discuss life and the lessons learned along the way. Now, you may have seen that my background environment has changed, and that's because I've moved place. So I'm back at my university campus this semester. It's great to be in class, learning again, and I guess this change has got me thinking about, two related topics. So one is starting something new, and the other is momentum. So I guess my reasoning or thoughts behind where this came from is I've recently started something new in terms of my exercise and looking after my health. If I'm honest, there's been a few years where I haven't prioritized my health, and in the last few weeks or so, I've really made a conscious effort to be even more, disciplined or aware of my diet. But within that, I've come to realize that I do need to get in the habit of exercising again beyond just going for a walk. And it's amazing how much harder it is to start exercising than it is to maintain the exercise habit. Now, there was a few years ago where I would go to the gym probably 6 times a week. I was relatively healthy, I wasn't swole or anything, but I was in a good place physically. And that momentum of going to the gym consistently, that made such a big difference in maintaining and encouraging good health. But in my runs, I've discovered a few things. Now, if you are also interested in, maybe you're interested in running or trying to implement exercise, I really recommend the Nike Run app. I think that's what it's called. I'll include in the description the name of the app. But with this app, it has guided coaching platforms, and it's amazing the difference having that coach talking to you in your run, how much further that can encourage you to go. And this is from someone, mate, I hadn't run further than a kilometer in several years, which is really embarrassing to say, wow. But it's amazing the difference that makes. And in one of the runs, one of the coaches said something really interesting, about momentum. They encourage you to have your why, to ask yourself, what is the why behind the run? Are you doing it to try be more healthy? Are you doing it to overcome yourself mentally? Whatever that is. And then throughout the run, they would remind you to think about your why. And it got to a point where I believe it was halfway through the run where I think I was at the 2 kilometer mark, which keep in mind, I haven't run 2 kilometers straight in a long time, even though that's a very basic run for some people, I get that. But yeah, I was reminded that they said something, they said it's great because something along the lines of this. They said, because you held on to why, you're thinking about your why, now you're building momentum, you're probably finding that the run is getting easier. And I noticed that where in this run, while not in a fit place in my life, it was amazing that once I got started, it seemed like the required effort to keep going was a lot less than it was to leave the house. And in that reminder, I also thought about other things in my life, such as my Korean study, where it's often the initial effort of scheduling the time, and when that time hits, actually sitting down and opening the book. That's the hardest thing of study for me, and it's the same for my university study. It's the same, exercise. It's the same in so many areas of my life. It's just getting started. That initial effort to move is difficult, but I just want to encourage you, once you begin or make that initial effort, you're already moving. And like a boulder rolling down a hill, you may feel like you're only moving slowly, but the toughest part is getting that initial momentum. So I just want to encourage you in your life, have a think about something that you want to work on, whether it is learning a skill, maybe it's learning a language, maybe it is exercising like I have been, maybe it's working on your relationships, whatever it is. Take the initial first step and you'll be amazed at the progress you can make, even if you're moving a little bit, because as you make that initial effort, it's amazing the compounding effect it can have on your life. So this is Life with Andy. Thank you so much for watching. If there is any topics that you would like to hear me talk about, I'd really love to hear your feedback, because I want to make videos, I guess, talking about lessons I've learned from my own life experience, and often I find when I'm talking to someone else that can inspire perspectives and I guess help me to put words to concepts I've been thinking around my head, and often, a lot of the time, I learn a lot about myself. So if there's anything you would like me to discuss on this channel, I'd love to hear it. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.